Hey guys, it's Selena and James
What
here.
up, what up?
And we're back with Spiritual Journey Podcast. So, we want to go ahead and do a shout out to Miss Antonia. She left us 2 interesting stories about dolls and how they were possessed.
Yeah, I would love y'all just go there and just read her story. It's actually really good. Very interesting. Love to just see those dolls and just kind of get freaked out. A lot of people would love to see it, but
you can go to our Facebook page to see it.
Right.
It's under our video where we our last episode where we talked about possessed dolls. She left a comment on there. She left 2 comments, 2 different stories. So just read it and give us your feedback on what you think. What do you think about it?
Yeah, maybe add your own story. So to this time we do want to apologize for the 2 weeks that we haven't been on. I had some family trips I had to go to and just couldn't make it to make any videos. So I didn't want to make one, just off the bat. We wanted to make sure things were, in line for us to make the video. So
starting off where we left off last time, we're talking about scary movies. And we're going to try not to have any spoilers, but, obviously, talking about it.
That's no fun without any of that.
Yeah. So, we're going to have some type of spoilers, but just we're not going to try to give you, the main story giveaway. Now, I know that James has some stories, or a movie that he wants to talk about that's actually made in Thailand.
Right. So, again, I'm not doing any spoilers, but the fact is, I'm going to tell you what interests me about these movies is, it can be based on real things that could happen. You see, vampires movies or something like that. A lot of people just don't say, I don't believe in vampires at all, and some people do. But the fact is, that stuff could exist. I mean, the story came from somewhere, right? But this right here is based off of Thailand's people and their culture, and you can tell of all the things that they see that happens in their country. So just like voodoo, black magic, white magic, all that stuff there, protections, healing, killing somebody, murder, all that stuff has seen and been done over there. And this movie that I'm about to say is The Art of the Devil. They have 1, 2, and 3. And each one of them actually have their own unique story. So it's not related. But what is pretty much what they're talking about is really the voodoo, the black magic, the techniques and ways that they use these techniques to actually use it to their advantage. It based on real things that could happen, because there are actually stories behind these things that I know that a lot of my friends have encountered that back up these stories. So just say, in the second one, I'm just going to say it for a second. At the beginning of the movie, you're going to see a fish.
Well, this man goes fishing.
Right.
And I'll talk about it, since that's
the only part you actually watched.
Only part that I actually watched. So this man goes fishing, and he catches a fish, and he's trying to pull out the hook that's within him. So as he's pulling it out, he gets cut, and then out of nowhere,
the hook actually goes into the hand.
So actually he gets cut with the hook, but the hook gets stuck. So then he goes to this place where I don't know. I think they're related. It's like the mother.
And she's known for healing black magic and that kind of deal. So he's carrying this man in, and he's having holes all around his body.
But it started off like one hook coming, like she pulled one hook out.
Right.
And then there's another hook that just starts coming out of his skin, and so she pulls one more out, and it just keeps on going on like that. But it's more hooks.
It's more hooks because she's actually trying to heal him. She's saying her magic
while someone else is.
And on the other hand, this guy that is trying to kill him and is doing his magic. and he knows that she's trying to heal him, so he's going in deeper in and having a fish that represents him that's still alive, and he has fish hooks that stabs the fish inside out and pulling the hook. And on the other hand, the man actually she's trying to heal him. She starts seeing hooks going in and out of his body.
So the fish that he caught is the fish that was meant to represent him.
Not that he caught. It doesn't matter what fish he caught. It was just the fact that he was fishing, and it's just that fish the other guy has nothing to do with the fish he actually caught. It was just a fish that represents him. It's voodoo. It's just like a little stick. It's just another technique.
That's what I said. It represents him.
Yes, but not the fish that he caught.
I told them he caught a fish, and I'm just saying that fish is representing him. So that's just what I'm saying in general.
Right. So, anyways, that fish that man has, which is black magic, he is trying to kill that man by using his own black magic and voodoo and stabbing hooks into him. Which into him is killing the fish. As the fish dies, he dies. Spoiler alert, he actually does die, but that has nothing to do with the movie itself. So you're fine there.
That's just like an introduction of
of
what
voodoo.
you're going to get in the movie.
Of voodoo, of what's happening. Well, a lot of people out there may say that's not true. I know that's real, right? As believers like us, it is true. And I'll give you a little story myself that one of my friends went to these third world countries, and a guy came to him and said, "Hey, look, you've been cursed." And knowing the little things that he knows about these persons, he said, "Hey, you're this type of person, you're this type of person, you're this type of person," and he sounds like right. So he said, "I can prove it to you." He says, "Come to my place. I can prove to you that you have been cursed, and that inside your body right now has a lot of razor blades, and I can prove it to you." So he went to this guy. It sounds like injury. He's like, "Yeah, well, whatever, but he can prove it to me. I want to see." So he makes it. I say, "Drink this water," and he twists the bottle of water out and puts it in. It hadn't been opened, so he drinks it, and the guy started coughing, so he starts to throw up, right? So when he threw up, what he threw out was razor blades out of his mouth. The guy, of course, my buddy's.
Was he bleeding?
He's not bleeding. He's not bleeding at all. It was just razor blades coming out and throwing up. So what he has is like
more than
water.
one razor blade?
Yeah, more than one razor blades, and he's just pulling it out of his mouth. And this trick, and you say it's a trick, but you can see some of this stuff that people put in there as a trick, but that pulls stuff out of their mouth.
I want to actually meet this friend. We should actually have him tell his story. His side of the story.
If he wants to.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is, you end up believing this guy, and then all of it comes out as fake. The guy just wants money from him. So what he did was what's been actually cursed in magic was that that guy actually put a curse on him. That just say he wants to pull out stuff out of his mouth, and then making him believe that he's been cursed. Well, he found out that it's just more about money. So he did it once, and then he's going to do it a couple of times. And he's like, we can't keep paying these guys just because of this thing. So he went out to somebody like an actual monk that actually has learned, knows a lot of these things. He said that you're not really cursed. You've been cursed about that person itself. So he helped him remedy and a lot of things that he did, meditation there, and had a protection spell around him, and he's fine. But the moral of the story is, see, that stuff can be done and that does happen. And a lot of these things is all about money. The reason why that guy even wants to kill that guy is not because he has a grudge against him. It's because he's got paid to do it. Somebody wanted him dead, and he paid him to try to put voodoo and kill him. And again, that has nothing to do with the movie, but that's the fact that's the moral of a lot of these guys. Why they even do it? It's because of money. So a lot of these things is why I like the movies, because it is based off things that can be real, and it is magic out there that actually is true, and that's why we started this podcast, is to bring all these things up. We want to talk about our experiences. A lot of people, we want to know about it. And the thing, the more knowledge you know, the more safer you are.
We want to hear your stories. So, always share your stories with us if you have any, or if you've heard any stories. But see, movies like this is what gets James. Now, he does like, other horror movies too, but he's not really actually afraid of them. Me, on the other hand, I get afraid of any horror movies. I haven't heard anything like Freddy Krueger actually happening, like somewhere someone is in your dreams, like he only shows up in your dreams and kills you. But movies like that freak me out all the time. Freddy Krueger is actually one of my worst nightmares. He wears this red and black striped shirt. I can't stand seeing anyone wearing red and black striped shirts.
So that's one.
I don't even. What? Well, I'm not gonna see you then. Literally, I used to have a coworker who used to wear that shirt, but she only wore it once, and I just never talked to her that day. Like, I never looked at her face, and then she thought I was upset with her, so she did ask me at the end of the day if something was wrong. And I was just like, "Girl, I just can't stand anyone wearing black and red striped shirts. Like, it freaks me out." What are you pointing at?
There's one right there.
That's not black. What the crap? That's plaid, man. It has 3 or 4 different colors.
Right, okay, gotcha.
Don't be pointing at my feet.
Alright, great.
Anyway, sorry, guys. Anyways, she actually never wore that shirt anymore. And if you ever see me in public, don't just be pointing at me, okay? It's going to freak me out. Anyways, we do have another movie, which is The Grudge. The Grudge is actually a Japanese movie, and that movie, I don't know, is it true? Is it based on a true story?
No.
That movie is very creepy as well, because it's just this Asian girl who has long black hair, and she just puts it in front of her face, and she just makes this noise that's really creepy. She doesn't actually talk to you, she just makes a noise. And when people see her, things just happen. So there's not a specific way that she kills people. It's just, again, things just happen.
Whatever more convenient to kill somebody.
Like whatever the most convenient way to kill someone. I think James said he remembers one scene where this girl is in the shower, and out of nowhere, this hand comes out of her head and causes her hair to like strangle her or something like that. And so that's just how she ended up dying. But The Grudge and Freddy Krueger are pretty much the worst or the most scariest movies for me. And I don't ever want to watch that.
Right.
Sorry,
yeah, you don't ever want to watch that.
Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Anyways,
but
James,
yeah, it's more of like, the things I enjoyed was that Heart of the Devil, of course, I told you, because it's based on true things. The other one I enjoyed was Insidious, which is based off of possession, someone actually being haunted, the person himself. Usually you hear about houses and stuff. And that stuff does actually happen. A lot of people are been followed, and sometimes you get really sick and because of a lot of these spirits that are behind you and all that stuff. So you actually go to a funeral, and a lot of people like that. Kind of like what we talked about last time. When you go to hospitals and stuff, third world countries, if you're sick, they don't really want you going there if someone passed away, because that person can be followed or be possessed. That has happened. So, so I enjoy that Insidious because the ending of Insidious kind of leads you like, hey, that person could be actually possessed, and you don't know it. I mean, it could be somebody you love one or somebody you know, and then you haven't seen in so long, then you come back and actually you're a completely different person. Hey, do you actually know that person is actually there, or is it somebody actually is possessing that person? You don't really know. So that's why I liked that Insidious. But anyways, so that's pretty much the end of all the movies that Selena and I actually come up with that I think that we enjoy.
We didn't want to make this way too long and have a long list of movies, so those are like the main movies.
Yeah, so a lot of this. So our next video will be what? Our next video will be Law of Attraction?
Yes, Law of Attraction. Now, if you guys heard of Law of Attraction, you already know. Sorry. We have a baby who just showed up here, so this is why we're laughing. Anyways, Esther and her husband write books. They have a lot of books about law of attraction. So if you guys ever come across those movies, she's just staring at me, guys. I'm sorry. If you guys ever come across any of the books about law of attraction, it is very interesting. Some people actually live by it. Like, strictly live by law of attraction, and they swear by it that it's completely the way you need to live. It's just society has kind of ruined how we think the world works. But
well, so I'm just going to tell you before I hang over for our next episode. So here's the thing. I have my own perspective of the law of attraction, and the studies that I've done that. It's law of attraction is actually given it the name of someone giving it the name. But Selena has actually done a lot of reading and research of her own about the law of attraction. But yeah, so that's what we're going to actually talk about next time. So stay tuned next time. Thanks for liking and share, and again, thanks for.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, and thanks, and just add your story, and that's what this is all about. The more stories you actually explain, the better it's going to be. So. Let's go. Thanks again.